Hi, Matt Morris. Welcome back. We're going to be covering in this module what I call the $1 trillion trend, which is obviously the network marketing industry. And I just want to spend a little time here going through some of the history of network marketing. I want to cover some statistics about the network marketing industry, talk about why the network marketing industry, in my opinion, is the single greatest financial vehicle in the world. And then we'll talk a little bit about what the possibilities are and kind of have been for my life, because I got committed to really being a professional in network marketing. Now, let's first go through a little bit of the history behind network marketing. And I just think it's important to know some of the history. Number one, it's going to put you from a knowledge standpoint head and shoulders above pretty much everyone else in the network marketing industry. And, it's kind of like in schools. In school, we teach country history and things like that. And it really helps instill a little bit of pride in, your country and your state and your area. If you look back to family histories, that naturally creates a little bit of pride and a little bit more ownership. And so let's look at the beginnings of network marketing. If you trace it back, you'll find the California Vitamin Company. It was actually founded in the 1940s. And what they discovered, they sold vitamins, and they discovered that what they would do is if they would incentivize their salespeople to actually bring on other salespeople, they could create a lot more volume. And so that's kind of one of the first companies that we know of that really had a true network marketing model. And two of the top reps in the California Vitamin Company were Jay Van Andel and Rich DeVos, who we'll find out here in just a minute. They ended up creating and founding the Amway Corporation. But what happened, one of the other companies after the California Vitamin Company, there was a company called Abundavita. It was founded by a guy named J.B. Jones, Dr. J.B. Jones, in the early 1950s. Now, one of the top distributors in that company was a guy named Earl Shoaff, who ended up founding a company called NutraBio in 1957. Now, Earl Shoaff, if you've heard that name before, he was the mentor to Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn, if you haven't heard that name, he has been one of the most popular, one of the most prolific personal development speakers, authors, trainers in the entire world. He got to start in network marketing. In fact, like a lot of the world famous speakers out there, got to start in network marketing. And he always claimed that Earl Shoaff was his mentor. And so Jim Rohn was one of the catalysts for creating so many other amazing minds in the personal growth arena. If you look at Tony Robbins really got his start from being mentored by Jim Rohn. You can look at other people like Jack Canfield, and the list just goes on and on and on. And so part of what excites me, what I'm proud of about network marketing, is that so many of the most famous speakers and authors and the thought leaders in the personal development industry came originally from network marketing. Now, carrying forward a little bit more, Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel, they founded Amway in 1959. And as we all probably know, they have become one of the largest, in fact, some years they've been the single largest network marketing company in the world, them and Avon actually. And so they do over $10 billion a year, and it was really all attributed to Jay Van Andel and Rich DeVos. And so that's a little bit of the history behind network marketing. Now, back many, many years ago, Amway fought the battles with the Federal Trade Commission and with the government that actually made network marketing legal. So say what you will about Amway, but if it weren't for Amway fighting the legal battles and making network marketing a legitimate profession, none of us would be here today. And so if we were to compare the network marketing industry, the industry as a whole, and I just want to compare this to some other industries that are very large and very credible, something that are definitely a household name. So if we look at the NFL, the National Football League, in fact, the Super Bowl, it's one of the most televised events in the world. The NFL does $9.5 billion per year. So that is all the revenues that the NFL brings in, $9.5 billion per year. Obviously, a very big industry. Now, you could go and look at the music industry. The music industry, if you look at all of the amazing celebrities out there, all the music that's been created, all the revenues that generated every year by the thousands of music artists, there's $16.5 billion per year created in the music industry. Now we can look at the movie industry, thousands of films. We all know the celebrities. And the movie industry does $80 billion per year. So if I were to ask you, how much revenue do you think the network marketing industry does? And I'll tell you, if you ask the average person, I've done this, and they will say, oh, I don't know, maybe a few billion. Say, no, it's higher. And they'll say maybe 10 billion, maybe $20 billion. Well, in fact, the network marketing industry generates $178 billion per year. $178 billion per year. It is double the size of the movie industry. It's many, many times bigger than the music industry. It's many, many times bigger than the NFL. And so part of the logic of why I'm going through this information is I want to arm you, number one, with some pride in the network marketing industry. But number two, I want to give you some statistics right here where if you run across someone who questions, is it one of those things? Is it one of those pyramid deals? They are so clueless on business. They have absolutely no clue. And so if you're armed with these kind of statistics, number one, you're going to have a much stronger level of belief to transfer to your prospects. You're going to have a much stronger level of belief that you can transfer to your organization, and you can be armed with some statistics that most people are clueless on. Now, this is a couple charts from the World Federation of the DSA, the Direct Selling Association. Now, this is 2013 retail sales. And if you see at the bottom there, the global industry, $178 billion per year is generated through network marketing. Now, that's up 8.1% from the year before. And you can see over on the right side there, the top countries, United States, still leading the charge at 18% of the industry, then China, then Japan, and then Korea, Brazil, Germany, and so on. And the next thing that I want to talk about that is something that gives me a lot of security as far as being involved in the network marketing industry is based on statistics. We can actually prove that network marketing is really a recession-proof business. Now, over the last several years, we have been in a global recession. Now, this is just the U.S. I didn't pull the entire industry numbers, but just in the U.S. alone, I know I live in the U.S. I know there's been a recession. And so if we track from 2008 to 2013, the direct selling industry, all but 1 year, has gone up every single year to $32 billion in U.S. retail sales in 2013. Now, here's another one. This is the number of salespeople. And again, this is just in the U.S., but almost every year you see it going up and up and up. A record 16.8 million people are part of the direct selling sales force in the U.S. alone. If you look at globally, you're looking at over 50 million people. So this is big business. This is not some side hobby. This is not some, thing that your, aunt used to do, peddling products door to door. Network marketing is big business. And we've got some of the top financial minds and the top financial, really billionaires in the world, like Carl Icahn, investing heavily into the network marketing profession. So why network marketing? Well, Forbes magazine actually said direct selling or network marketing is the best kept secret in the business world. Now, that's coming from Forbes. So when, Uncle Johnny is saying something negative about network marketing, obviously he doesn't have anywhere close to the credibility that Forbes magazine has. If you look at Warren Buffett, a billionaire, one of the wealthiest people in the world, after purchasing a network marketing company, he said it's the best investment he'd ever made. That was when he purchased Pampered Chef, and he actually owns 3 network marketing companies. And so, I love it when someone wants to question the network marketing profession, and I'll just point out Warren Buffett and ask them, do you think he's a pretty smart businessman? And, they'd have to be an idiot not to say yes. And so when they say yes, I'd say, well, he actually owns 3 network marketing companies. So in your mind, you may think the network marketing industry is some small little thing or, some little industry, but it's a $178 billion a year industry. Compare that to the National Football League. The NFL only does $9.5 billion. The movie industry is $80 billion a year. Network marketing is $178 billion. So if someone is questioning network marketing, they really do not have much business sense at all. Now, Tom Peters, author of In Search of Excellence, he calls network marketing the first truly revolutionary shift in marketing in the last 50 years. And financial experts say network marketing is recession-proof. I already showed you the charts that back that up. And so why network marketing? Number one, low investment. Getting involved in network marketing, you're looking at anywhere from maybe $100 to as much as $1,000 or $2,000. Very low investment. If you're looking to create any type of traditional business, you would be looking at thousands, if not tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you wanted to create a franchise, most franchises, you're looking at 6 figures plus. If you want to go start a McDonald's, you're looking at needing around 7 figures, over $1 million to start a McDonald's franchise. And guess what happens? You've got huge overhead. You've got offices, you've got payroll, you've got employees. I mean, believe me, I have had non-network marketing businesses before where I had to have an office and I had to have employees. I had all the headaches of dealing with the employees. And so why network marketing? In my mind, time freedom. What excites me so much about network marketing is I can work for a period of time really hard and then stop working but keep getting paid. And if you're thinking, man, Matt, you're so motivated. Yes, I am very motivated, but listen, I am temporarily motivated to be permanently lazy. Now, I'm joking a little bit because I really love what I do. I can't even imagine retiring. I can't imagine not doing this because I'm so passionate about it, but it's nice to have the option. It's nice to be able to do something because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. The next one, residual income, having income that comes in whether you get out of bed or not. And if I look at what's happened just with me over the last several years with my current company, I've built a team of well over 400,000 people. In fact, last week, as I'm recording this, last week, my organization grew by over 9,000 people in 1 week. 9,000 in 1 week. That's an income that I couldn't stop if I wanted. Even if I wanted to stop that income, I'd have to just turn away the check. It's not like I could call the people in my organization and say, hey, I'm going to quit. You should quit too. They would not quit, so I couldn't turn off the money if I wanted to. Next, tax advantages. One of the things that I love about network marketing, if I'm sitting down with someone, I can point out, Sandy Botkin's book, where he talks about how the average family will save $2,000 to $10,000 per year just by having a part-time business. So being able to have all the tax advantages and all the write-offs, even if someone is not making a fortune in network marketing, it makes sense to at least enroll in a network marketing company and do something with the business just for the tax advantages alone. Next thing, unlimited income. That just doesn't exist in the corporate world. If you're trading hours for dollars and you have no leverage, there's no way that you can earn an unlimited amount of income because there's only so many hours in the day. And so if you're someone who's super ambitious, you want to make several $100,000 or even several $1 million a year, the network marketing profession is one of the best ways to go about that without any experience required. So if you're going to start most traditional businesses, you would need some type of experience in doing that. If you wanted to be a doctor and maybe even have some leverage and open up multiple offices, multiple clinics, you'd have to have the experience of going to school for 4 years to get your degree, 4 years of medical school, 2 or 3 years of residency. You're looking at 10 plus years of schooling before you can even practice medicine. Next, team support. You've got other people who are incentivized financially to make sure you're successful. Now, that just flat out doesn't exist in most working environments. In the corporate world, your employer wants to teach you just enough so that you can really be effective. But if they taught you everything, then you end up becoming their competition. If your boss ends up teaching you everything they know and more, you end up becoming their competition. There's always a limit to the amount of support that you're going to receive. In network marketing, you're going to have people that would love for you to make more money than them. Next, full training. Most solid network marketing organizations have a training system. They've got a proven plan of action that can show you if you follow this certain formula, you can go out and have success. Now, here's what I believe one of the most powerful reasons to be involved in network marketing is to live life vicariously through yourself. I mentioned that in one of the earlier modules, but the network marketing profession, being able to earn the kind of money that we earn and have the time freedom that we are able to have, you can do things, and these are just a handful of the things that I've been able to do in my life. Number one, going to Athens, Greece and seeing the Parthenon, incredible experience. Something that I thought about as a little boy. It was like, wow, how amazing would it be to see the Parthenon? I spent a little bit of time in South Africa. In fact, I've been there multiple times now. This was the highest bungee bridge in the world that I jumped off of, 216 meters straight down. This was my wife and I with a couple friends of ours were doing a cruise in the Greek Isles. We were in Mykonos, I believe. This is partying on the beach in Cabo. This was the island of Capri, right off the coast of Italy, one of the most incredible places in the world. I remember the cruise ship was actually pulling into port. And it was early in the morning. I saw this island and I came out on my patio and I looked at it and I was just in awe because there were these big yachts, these giant mansions on a cliff. And I thought, wow, one day I want to go to that island. And what was so cool, my wife had scheduled an excursion for that day. And I didn't realize, but the excursion was actually going to that island. And so that was an incredible experience. We've actually been back another time. Here's one of my biggest joys in network marketing. My mom turned 60 years old, and for her 60th birthday, I said, Mom, I'm going to take you anywhere in the world that you want to go. Where's your biggest dream? And her biggest dream was to go see Machu Picchu. So I said, done deal. So just me and Mom, we traveled all across Peru. We spent 9 days, just me and her, actually. You can see a picture of us rock climbing there, mountain climbing, actually, whitewater rafting. There's us at Machu Picchu, stayed at the most expensive, nicest hotels and resorts that I could find. The Sanctuary Lodge, only resort overlooking Machu Picchu at $1,000 a night, and all paid for with profits earned from the network marketing profession. So it's great to be able to earn a tremendous amount of money, but what I think is a lot more meaningful is being able to go enjoy the fruits of your labor. This was my buddy from South Africa, actually. We did a tour in Kenya, so that was our little plane that we went to fly into the Masai Mara. This is me and my buddy out with the animals. Our guide was yelling at us saying, get back in, because he didn't want a lion to eat us. I show this picture because this is me in Cozumel on the beach, and it wasn't the nicest resort in the world. It wasn't even a Four Seasons or anything like that, but this was one of my highlights in network marketing because this is on a Friday. The day before was a Thursday, and my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, I just said to her, I said, hey, why don't we go somewhere for the weekend? And that was on a Thursday. So that day, that evening, we did a little bit of research. We found a trip to Cozumel, and we hopped on a plane the very next day. Why? Because we could. Didn't have to answer to a boss, had the time, had the money. And so that's the thing about network marketing. It just gives you options that most people will never have. This is Victoria Falls, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Incredible experience. And you see the spray coming up. So what happens is the water comes down into Victoria Falls. It hits the bottom, and then it hits with such force. It creates a spray that goes up so high it comes down, and you're actually in a constant rainforest on the sides there. So again, crazy, crazy fun experience. This was Mandela Square in Johannesburg, South Africa. I actually started taking pilot lessons and just excited to be able to see the world at a whole new level. This was in Iceland, in the Blue Lagoon. We've got the Icelandic mud on our face there. Here's my wife holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. On this trip, we went to Rome and Florence and Naples. Had an absolute blast. This is our home, one of our homes that World Ventures pays for. Here's me in a Ferrari that our company pays for. And, you know, I don't show the Ferrari to impress you. It doesn't actually impress me. It was fun to drive for a while, but what really has a lot more meaning than the Ferrari is the person that I know I had to become in order to make the kind of money in network marketing to actually buy a Ferrari. I'm excited because our family's been featured on the cover of a couple different magazines now, and that's not as much fun for me. It's just fun to be able to put my kids on the cover of a magazine. You know, it means a lot for them. My wife and I at the pyramids in Egypt here, and again, I did a cruise down the Nile River, and just a peak experience of our life. And I think one of the reasons for being here is just going out and experiencing the world, going out and experiencing these peak experiences that unfortunately most people do not have access to because they are in the wrong financial vehicle. And so I use this every once in a while in my presentations. If someone asks if it's a pyramid, I say, absolutely, you can go to the pyramids. Here you go. Here's me at the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest freestanding mountain in the world. We spent about 6 days going up and down the mountain. I was there with a bunch of other leaders in my organization. I kind of organized a leadership trip. And this, again, pardon the pun, but definitely one of the peak experiences, being on the peak. There's a huge glacier over to the side. You can see the crater on the other side. And just being able to go out and see the world to the degree that I've seen it over the last 15 years since I've been earning a full-time income in network marketing, it has led to an amazingly, amazingly rich life. So if anyone ever tries to discount the network marketing industry, I want you to use this. I want you to use the information covered here because I want you to have a rock solid belief. I want you to know that you are involved in the ultimate financial vehicle in the world. Is there going to be challenges? Absolutely, there's going to be challenges. If there were no challenges, there would be no opportunity. The challenges are what makes this the greatest vehicle in the world because the companies will pay us a fortune if we get good enough to go out and build large teams, creating a big customer base for them. So with that, we'll go ahead and finish up this module, and I will see you back for the next module.